Tyson Fury has come out recently to the press and has admitted that there's 4 main opponents that he wants to fight before his career is over. And obviously, the first one is Deontey Wilder, who he's scheduled to fight next because of the arbitration case. Anthony Joshua, I think it's Whyte next, so Dillian Whyte, who have been going back and forth on Twitter. Anthony Joshua for the undisputed fight, and Derreck Chisora, who he's already fought twice. Now, with the Derreck Chisora one, the other fights make a lot of sense, but I feel like the Derreck Chisora one is the one that makes the least sense. So obviously he's going to fight Deontey Wilder because of the arbitration case, right? And then obviously he's scheduled to fight him. There was a draw in the first fight. The second fight, he mollywopped him. The third fight, I don't really want to see it because we've already seen 2 fights already. But in a weird way, I want to get it out the way so that we can see the undisputed fight, see some new matchups. If you're legally obligated to fight a dude, then sometimes you gotta just do what you gotta do. So I kind of want to see the Deontay Wilder fight as soon as possible, so Tyson Fury can get himself free to fight the likes of an Anthony Joshua, Dillian Whyte, or anyone else within the top 10. The next fight he mentioned was the Whyte fight. Now, Dillian Whyte is, in my book, has the best resume in boxing out of all the fighters that are not champion. Now, to give you a gauge of how much I respect Dillian Whyte, I actually think his resume is way better than Deontay Wilder's. I think he's beaten more undefeated fighters. I think he's beaten more names. I think he's been on a tear, and he's fought much higher level of opposition than Deontay Wilder, and he did lose once or twice, don't get it twisted, but this is what happens when you decide to fight the best of the best. Sometimes you come undone, but that's what I prefer to see a fighter get a loss if it means they're taking real risks, rather than be completely having a record be completely spotless because they chose to pick and choose who they wanted to fight and cherry pick their way to the top. So yeah, in my opinion, Dillian Whyte will be a very good fight for Tyson Fury. Dillian Whyte mentioned that the fact remains that the reason why Tyson Fury doesn't want to fight him is because he dropped him in sparring or hurt him in sparring or something like that. So in my opinion, it's a very good fight, and I think it's a fight that the fans do want to see to some extent, because Dillian Whyte has been waiting for like 2,000 days as a WBC interim title holder to finally get a shot at the title, which is incredibly long. So yeah, in my opinion, Dillian Whyte does deserve a shot at Tyson Fury, and I hope that fight does happen. They're both entertaining characters within the sport of boxing, so seeing them both fight, the press conference will be awesome, the fight itself, both of them are game, so it should be awesome. Obviously, I think Tyson Fury beats him, but you never know. If Deontay Wilder said what he said that was true, that he beat him up in sparring and made him cry, then it should be a great fight when they fight. So another name that's on the list is a complete no-brainer, which is Anthony Joshua. Now, Anthony Joshua, obviously, he holds a lot of the belts, but Tyson Fury's got the ring belt and also has the WBC belt that he won off Wilder. It's a no-brainer why this fight has to happen. You've got 2 British talents that are the polar opposite of each other, but have gone on to become heavyweight champions, and they're about to fight each other. That will easily sell out Wembley for about 100,000, easily, not even close. Like, they could probably do 120,000 people stadium if they wanted to for this fight. That's how much demand is for this fight. It's undisputed, so it's for all the belts. So it's a no-brainer why he wants this fight. He's going to make the most amount of money. It's for most of the belts. I mean, it's an incredible fight for Tyson Fury if he does take it. So I think he should take. It's a no-brainer why he wants him, and why Anthony Joshua is on his hit list. For the longest time, they've had a rivalry, and even back in the day when they sparred, allegedly, Anthony Joshua hurt Tyson Fury. So yeah, it's a great thing that them two can fight. And finally, you got the most baffling of all is Derreck Chisora, because it doesn't make sense why Tyson Fury wants to fight Derreck Chisora. He's already beaten him twice, but it's probably a favour for a friend, because he probably sees Derreck Chisora as a adversary who's grew up the hard way, like with him, who went up the professional ranks the same time Tyson Fury did. Obviously, Tyson Fury went on to win a world title, but Derreck Chisora wasn't too far behind in terms of publicity and attention the way to that far behind from Tyson Fury. So from that end, he probably just wants to give him a good payday by giving him one more fight. So they're the 4 fights that he's listed out. He wants Deontey Wilder because of the arbitration case, Dillian Whyte because they've got a rivalry going back in the day, and obviously he might become a mandatory for his WBC title. Dillian Whyte can become mandatory for Tyson Fury's WBC title. Obviously, Anthony Joshua is a no-brainer. 120,000 person stadium, all the belts, 120 million pound payday for both fighters. I mean, it's a huge fight, and I think obviously there's a reason why Tyson Fury wants a fight like that. And finally, Derreck Chisora, who's already beaten twice. However, he probably wants to give him one good payday, or just wants to give him an opportunity. Who knows why? But they're the 4 fighters that Tyson Fury has said that he wants he wants to fight before he ends his career. So if all of these fights can happen, I'll be looking forward to it. Apart from obviously the Derreck Chisora one, which doesn't make any sense to me at all. So yeah, that's my opinion. What's your opinion? Who would you like to see Tyson Fury fight next? And do you think it's a possibility that these fights can happen, or do you just think Tyson Fury's just trying to hype things up? Tell me below, and like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace out.